Hello again guys, welcome back to another Big Al Devlin video. So today what we're going to be doing is a very quick video really, where we talk about the metaphors and the symbology behind some of the aspects between the late part of Ragnarok within specifically Nordic paganism. And what we're going to be looking at is the concept of fire. And we'll see how this basically can enhance your concept or your understanding of why life springs anew almost from the ultimate destruction of the universe and the death of the gods and the heavens and the material world alike. And to do so, as I say, we must first of all consider the element of fire. Why do we need to do this first of all? Well, the reason is that the ultimate end point of Ragnarok is brought about by Sut or Sutra, okay? And Sut is the king of the fire giants, and Sut, alongside his fire giants, is the ultimate end game essentially within Ragnarok. It is he who comes down and destroys Asgard and kills whatever few gods are left at the end of the battle with his fire sword that he forges during his time in Muspelheim. Now, ultimately, the details of how it comes about and that can be discussed in a video dedicated to Ragnarok or to the different parts of Ragnarok, because it can be quite an in-depth story. But as I said, the overall concept to understand is that fire, or the fire giants, but essentially the element of fire in the form of deification, the deification of fire, is what brings the destruction of all creation. Now let's consider, what is fire? Fire doesn't really have a natural state within this world. Fire cannot live or exist without feeding off something else. It needs fuel. And when it gains access to that fuel, it consumes it and destroys it in essence by burning it. This is why fire is often the element of destruction and why it is used to represent the ultimate destruction of creation in the form, as I say, in its deification within the form of the fire giants. But fire doesn't simply destroy. It's a double entendre. It's a double-edged sword. For when it feeds off whatever it's consuming, it actually transforms. It doesn't transform itself, it transforms what it feeds off. It takes its fuel source and changes whatever that matter is into smoke, heat, ash. And so the element of fire is not only the element of destruction, but also the element of transformation. And so you can quite easily see the metaphor or the symbology behind the story of Ragnarok, behind the ultimate end point of Ragnarok being that of the fire giants and Sutra, is that the fire which destroys everything doesn't necessarily destroy everything, it simply transforms it into something else. And when everything within the reality that we exist in is destroyed at the end point of Ragnarok, the fire itself must also die. Fire without fuel does not live. It cannot live without a fuel source, something to consume. And so if all creation is destroyed, the fire itself must die. But what you have left behind, that which creation was transformed into, something that can lead to creation yet again. Now, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but I just thought this was a nice, easy way to introduce you to the concepts that I've discussed in more detail before, of how the universe dies and is born again, and then dies and then is born again in a cyclical process. But there we go, guys. Just a thought and idea. Something I thought I'd share. Thank you. Bye-bye.